What's up, y'all? So, let me close my door. Y'all want me to play some music? I'm gonna play a little music in the background too, just to kind of get in that flow energy. Play a little music in the background. Not really music, but get a little vibrational music going or instrumentals. Yeah. I got a message, y'all. I have a message. I don't want this to be too long because I think I had to clear up some space on my device because I only have a few minutes of record time. So I'm gonna have to clear up some space, but I do want to talk to you guys about this message that dropped in my spirit. And I guess we're not gonna listen to nothing because it's not coming up. Let's see. I guess not. So that's just a sign automatically telling me that I don't need no music. I just heard the music is in within you. Be your own music. There we go. It's coming up, y'all. It just took a minute. Sometimes we got to be a little patient and allow things to come and go as they should. I think that's going to be part of the message. Allow things to come and go as they should. And we should have a little bit of patience with ourselves and with others, because just like it took a little minute for my music to come up, sometimes it takes a little minute for the ones we want to come up with us to come up. We're all on different timelines. We're all on different levels of growth. So I'm already getting into the message. So we have to have a little patience with ourselves as we are growing and learning that not everyone is meant for this stage of your life. Um, I don't want it to be too loud to where I can't think or allow the channel messages to come through. But not everyone is meant to be in the same exact space as you. The ones that are meant to be with you in that shared space and time will be there, right? Um, it's like not everybody has access. Not everybody has VIP. Not everybody's allowed to enter through the same doors, even. There are many doors to get to many levels in life, and I feel as though sometimes we try to hold on to people, our family, our friends, co-workers. You have the co-worker family. You call them auntie and uncles and your work boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. You cannot take everyone where you're going because we're all on different timelines. At that very moment, within that space and time that you guys are interacting and collaborating together in that space, is the right time to do that. That's the time for that amount. You're receiving some type of lesson. You're learning something in that moment. There's something to take with you to the next level, but that don't mean that that person is really meant to go with you to that next level. This is where people mess up, because and what they end up doing is shrinking themselves to stay on a timeline that has expired for them. And it's time to move forward to the next time, the next level, the next experience for yourself. That's not saying that the people that you're encountering now, you know, that's not to say that you won't meet them in another space and time in your life. Rather it's a week from now, because I do truly believe that time shifts, timeline shifts, level shifts daily. So one day you could be in that space, but the next day you can be on another space and time where that's where you get the friction. That's why you're colliding with your coworkers. That's why you're colliding with your family. That's why there's arguments, there's disruption, there's like disagreements, and because you're not meant to be within that space with them at that time. So today, say for instance, right? Say for instance, today, your daughter called, you already had it planned that you were going to go to a park, right? Or your sister. I say daughter because my kids are older. I have adult children. So I'm going to say for instance, for me, I may have where I have it planned, I just want to relax, you know, and release what energies I've already picked up from today or from yesterday or the week or whatever the case may be, and so I just want to digest. I just want to make sure that I'm grounded. I want to make sure that I'm aligned. I want to make sure that I'm hearing from God as far as my next step. So I already planned to be in this space of rest for today. So my daughter called. I didn't even answer the phone because sometimes just by answering the phone, you're giving away your energy. Just by answering. Because it's like hello, and then they start dumping all of their energy on you when you're already trying to get back to your natural state and ground yourself and recalibrate and stuff like that. So instead of answering the phone, you know, just send a message. I'll call you later. Or, I'm busy right now. And I find myself doing that because I understand that just because we hung out yesterday does not mean today is the day for us to continue that pattern, because I do have to clear my energy when I'm in the presence of others. If you're anything like me, where you pick up energies all the time, you have to learn how to know when it's time to pull back so that you can clear the energies for this space and time. That means that yesterday, we were on the same timeline, but today I'm back to myself. I'm not on that timeline anymore. I gave you that energy yesterday. Now I need to take my energy back and be back in my own energy by releasing whatever I received on yesterday, or, this is how you recalibrate yourself. This is how you balance yourself out. This is how you align. So, just like I said, everyone is not meant to go where you're going. Even if it's your own family, your coworkers, the job. You might not, this may be the season for you to be on that job. But this is just a training ground for the next season, the next level, the next timeline for you. You can't force people to coexist in your timeline. When I say force people to coexist in your timeline, that means just because they are exhibiting like-minded energies talking in that high vibrational energy, moving in that high vibrational energy, a lot of times what you have to realize is a lot of times people, when you get around them, when you bring your energy into a room, you're not you're not diluting yourself by being there. You're not lessening yourself by being there. You're in your high vibe energy. So what happens? Those people have to rise to your levels. So if I'm around my daughters and we're vibing together, the only way we're able to vibe if they raise their energy levels, raise their awareness levels to where I am to even be with me. Now, let me tell you, you have to be very discerning in that, because the thing is, when they start dumping loads on you about what is happening in their life that has nothing to do with you, you have to learn how to pull back, because you're not the freaking trash can. You're not the freaking wreckage farm. You know what I'm saying? Where wreckage cars go. You're not the place that they go and take all the sanitation stuff. Okay? You are someone who is here and placed on this earth to help raise the vibration of others. That is why when you come in contact with them, they're able to rise up to your levels. But you have to be very discerning, just like I said, and be aware of when it is not aligned with you. In other words, when that time has expired, when it's time for you to exit the building. You have to know when to exit the building. Don't allow people to bring you to a lesser level, or to for you to degrade or dilute yourself to that level. Keep them at that level, and if they can't keep up, keep it moving. It don't matter who they are. It really don't. So that was the message. You can't force it. And a lot of times they ask for the advice or the suggestions on what to do in their situation. First of all, unless you went to college somewhere or whatever, we're not counselors. Yes, we're mothers, we're fathers, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you can shoot your suggestion, but if they're not taking it, if it gets silent, that's a red flag. If it get really silent, are they really listening to you? Or if you're talking to them and they're talking to somebody else, or you're talking to them trying to give them the suggestion and they're in their phone, are they really receiving it? So at that point, it's time to exit the building. At that point, the business is closed, right? So you can't force it on them. You have to allow the process in their lives, just like the process had to be made in your life. You know, at some point in your life, people had to let you go. And that's when you found yourself in the wilderness. That's when God was able to come in and do the work on you. So you have to allow that process, because if you are always there helping fix the situation, they will never get to the point that God needs them to be. So we have to let go of that. We can't force it, and not everyone has VIP access. Know who is on the correct wavelength as you, and do not dilute yourself. That's pretty much the message. We can't force it. We have to allow the process to happen. Everyone is not meant to go where you're going every instance. Sometimes the reason why we have turbulence with our family, with our jobs, is because it is not aligning with you at that instance. If you don't take anything from this video today, take that with you. This is why there's a whole lot of chaos around you, is because you have to remove yourself from the chaos. It's not the people. It's not the place. It's just that where God is trying to take you is not there. And it's time for you to move. That's it. Have a good day. Love you. Bye.